It's Christmas, and it's time together with our family, and it's always fun to look at family. And it was interesting for me. I kind of looked at Jesus's genealogy. You know, you look in the Gospel of Matthew and Luke, you find his family history, and you see all these men and these women, and they're there. Matthew kind of follows the line of, you know, some critics say that's kind of errors in the scriptures because they're too different. Matthew and Luke are so different, but Matthew seems to follow Joseph, his legal father, genealogy, and yet then you go to Luke, who's a doctor, and he looks at the virgin birth and follows Mary's genealogy and the family. But what's interesting is you look at the family, they're just normal, everyday people like you and I, and they had fallings and failures, and they had shortcomings. And that's what I love about this story, because it really illustrates God's love, his grace, his mercy for us. I mean, you read the story, you get Abraham in there, and Abraham was a liar. He lied about his wife being his sister so they wouldn't kill him. And you get Jacob, who was a deceiver and a cheater. And then you have David, who made the top 10 with murder and adultery. And then you look at the women that are on the list. You get Tamar, who bore her father-in-law's son to carry on the name, and kind of a peculiar-looking tradition for them. And you got Naomi and Ruth and Rahab, and they're not even Jews, and they're in the genealogy of Jesus. And Rahab was probably a prostitute. And so you look at these names and you begin to realize that God uses normal, everyday people. And that's the good news of Christmas. That's what I wanted to share this morning, that God uses, in spite of our failures, in spite of our faults, in spite of our shortcomings, God's love, God's grace, God's mercy, he still uses us. He takes those and gives us grace and mercy, and then accomplishes his purpose in our lives. And that's the good news of Christmas. And I wanted to share that with you this morning as we get close to Christmas. Always remember the angel's words was this: but the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people. Today in the town of David, a Savior was born to you. He is Christ the Lord." There is hope, there is joy, there is peace this Christmas, because it's the story of God using people just like you and I to do his will and his coming. There is grace, there is mercy, there is love. Have the joy of Christmas this year. Live it out. God will use you. God bless you. Have a great week. I'll see you Sunday online here. We're going to have a great time as we worship God and celebrate the good news of Jesus Christ. God bless you. Have a good weekend. Love you.